After I died, I was buried in the ground, by the way, somewhere in the outskirts, and everyone hurried to go back home. The people, the workers, and it seemed to me even the relatives. It's strange, but when I died, I became even more a burden on them. So I squeezed the sideboard with my knees and my hand without difficulty. It moved aside at the top edge near my head, and I shoveled the earth with my hands. They hadn't bothered to bury me deep enough. It's the suburbs, you know, and nobody cares about anything. Otherwise, I'd have had to lie for about 2 months. The nails would have gone rusty in about 2 months and could have been removed easily. When I was crawling out, it was daytime, at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything around me was light, gay with colors and touching, and I was a bit dazzled by the grass, stones, bushes at a distance, and the sky that I'd been missing so much during that week. I heard the relatives come and talk about the bench, the fence, and the stone that they called a monument. They will think that the earth has sunk, I said to myself, throwing a glance at the damaged appearance of my grave. And left the cemetery. Everything looked so still and dead, as if it looked touching. I smiled. That's the result of lying for a week and a half buried in the ground. I didn't feel the smell of glass, flowers, and colors became pale. It seemed to me that the grass wasn't live, but dry. But I knew that it's green just logically. I passed by the great trees and didn't hear a single bird. I was short of time. I was in a hurry. Otherwise, I'd have idled for a while, peering at the tree, to find at least one little bird. I probably had been missing it there under the ground. And off I went past the trees and down to the trolleybus. Yes, but how? I stumbled, but instead of falling down, I began flying above, nearly touching the ground with my nose. I wanted to keep my head up and started flying about 1.5 meters high above the path. I didn't want to stop near the trolleybus stop. I turned left and flew along the road. Strangely, all the pedestrians and passers-by were at a standstill, as if in a dream, in a sleepy kingdom. I didn't stop near the house, even though I wanted to touch the door with my hand, to touch the door's handle. Although I used to push the door with my foot, but now everything had a different value to me. It occurred to me the moment I'd come out of the grave. And so I flew towards the window, pushed it, it squeezed open, and it seemed to me I was again in the grave. It was my room, but I couldn't recognize it. I couldn't do that. Everything was different, as if under the water. In my home, there is one remarkable thing, a still life given to me as a present by one artist. I spent a fortune to buy a frame. I don't remember how much. I just remember there was a tiny, painful spot scratching inside me, and it was like the word slipped my mind, very expensive. And in the frame, it looked very good. The strokes of the brush were disguised, and I decided that the artist had made a mistake. He wanted to give me something worse, but in fact had given me the best of his still lives. The apples were marvelous, and none of the guests could eat them. They were eternal apples, and I wanted to show them to everyone. And the guest would ask, "How did you get such a nice picture?" And I would say, "It's a still life by one artist." And you know what? I saw there was nothing in the frame. There was nothing there. I got upset. I touched the empty frame with my hand. The frame was covered with a rag. I wanted never to come back here again. I wondered if I had to call the police and looked at the telephone. The telephone, like a small grey cat, was lying on the floor, but I couldn't get hold of it. Either it had learned how to run, or I had forgotten how to bend. I made my way to the exit. I didn't need anything else in that house. I had nothing to do there. In the corridor, I saw a dog, but it wasn't my dog. It was at a standstill, motionless. And in its eyes, I saw something strange, something incomprehensible. I touched it. It was standing frozen, as if it was a stuffed thing, but not a dog. And its gaze was that of a stuffed animal, as if it was thinking, "Where have I seen this barrenness, this emptiness. Maybe in the emptiness I was disappointed with my home. I had nothing to do but leave it. I was going along the road, and there were fragments of some words stirring deep inside me. I strained my willpower for the last time before flying. And you know what started gurgling in my head? Some broken fragments began moving and suddenly made up a part of a word, like a wooden fence around a village kitchen garden. I made it out and smiled. It was a funny word, completely useless to me. Still life. Still life.